Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. Good morning. Just wanted to send you guys an important video. Well, I don't know if it's important, but it's kind of a prediction. So, first off, I hope all you guys are doing well. This quarantine stuff is pretty crazy.
Message from Max
But
Mechanic.
my mechanic's texting me right now. Just on my way over to the hotel soon after I do this video to pick up one of our drivers, go back to the shop. But anyways, so my prediction is going to be the quarantine is going to happen this weekend, and the reason why I say that is they've been talking about a nationwide quarantine. Obviously, everybody knows about California. Everybody knows about Chicago and New Jersey and the the curfews and whatnot. So I'm a veteran myself, former military. Was in an airborne unit and did my time in an elite combat unit. So excuse me. So, and I know I say so a lot. I don't know why I do that. But if you think about it, Trump took over all the reservists and the National Guard. And that's normally the governor of every state's job. So he eliminated informing 50 governors of 50 states because then there's a potential of a leak. So if you have, God, I wish you'd stop texting me. Anyways, so eliminate the leak part of this equation and just take over the reservists and the National Guard countrywide. And the only reason the President of the United States would take over the reservists and the National Guard is so they can coordinate a nationwide effort with the regular military, the full-time military. And this has to go without a hitch. I mean, go off without a hitch. So they have one shot at this whole entire thing. If you go in and you inundate or you surround cities or whatever you want to call it for this quarantine, if you botch this thing and only part of the country is quarantined and they're moving into other cities, people are going to start rioting and looting. There's going to be shootings and all kinds of stuff, I'm sure. So this has to go without a hitch. So I believe that they're actually, all the commanders of these reserve and National Guard units are coordinating their efforts with the active, regular, full-time military so that they can all be on the same sheet of music. Well, when they get a plan, then they're going to act on that plan. And I think it's going to happen this weekend. Personally, I think it's probably going to happen Sunday night or early Monday morning between midnight and 2 a.m. because they did the California quarantine at midnight. And I think they're going to do the nationwide, like I said, this weekend sometime or Sunday night, early Monday morning, because the majority of people will be home, sleeping in their beds, waiting to go to work on Monday. So if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Because in a quarantine, they're going to have to get everybody back to their homes. Well, all the bars and restaurants and the Starbucks and the clothing stores, they're all closed. So people aren't going to be out and about at these places either Saturday night and definitely not Sunday night. So they're all going to be home chilling because they've closed down everything. So where are you going to be? You're not hanging out on the streets. You're going to be hanging out at home. So the only thing that makes sense is it's going to happen this weekend or it's going to happen early Monday morning. For the obvious, people are going to be home sleeping in their beds. So that's the easiest way for them to swoop in on every city and start a quarantine. So if you're and I don't want to make this political, I'm making it critical. But if you're a Trump supporter, I'm not going to go there. I am, but anyways. If there is this thing as they call a deep state with the Democrats and how they talk about the Clintons and the Obamas and all this stuff, but if there truly is a deep state and Trump is slick like a fox and they think they have him backed into this corner by creating this, they say it's a bioweapon. We don't know, right? But if they say that it was created by the deep state as a false flag event, they think they have him beat because they couldn't get him on the Russian collusion. They couldn't get him on the impeachment. They know they can't beat him in 2020. So if they did create this virus to get him out of office, because when he's running for re-election, if you have 20% of the population is unemployed, it doesn't look good to get re-elected, if you ask me. So therefore, they would feel that they have him beat. But if Trump plays this correctly, or if it is being played out how I think it may be played out, if you have, if you're going after the deep state, because everybody's been talking, oh, arrest her, do this, do that, and if you don't want to create a civil war and mass panic and go after this deep state, if there is one, which people say there is, if you go after them while we're just living our everyday lives, a civil war is possibly going to break out between the left and the right. And in order to eliminate that, you have to have this quarantine. So just imagine everybody being in their homes. They shut down social media, Facebook, YouTube, so on, Twitter, all this stuff. And they shut it down immediately after we all get quarantined. Now they can go in and they can swoop up the deep state, arrest them, hang them, military tribunals, whatever. And then we all come back online after the event is done, and everybody's like, well, where are the Obamas? Where are the Clintons? Where are the Schiffs? Where are the Nadlers, the Schumers? Where are they all? We don't know. Maybe they died from the coronavirus. So I think if he played his cards right, that's quite possibly what might be happening. Or they say that, he calls it the Chinese virus now. So maybe they really did create this thing in a lab somewhere to attack the U.S. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to get into, like I said, the whole political thing. It's more critical than political. But you can either lean to one side or the other on how this thing will play out. But I really think it's going to happen this weekend. Like I said, for the obvious. There would be no other reason why the President of the United States would take over the reservists or the National Guard. Also, our driver, I won't mention his name. I'm sure he's probably one of the videos. But he's from Colorado, and he just got a text last night from his father-in-law saying that Colorado's going to be in quarantine, that the military was being mobilized. I don't know. We'll see. But it is coming. It's going to be nationwide. There's no way you can just quarantine half of California. There's no way. The people in California would be screaming, why isn't the rest of the country quarantined? Why isn't this happening? What's going on? And then you're going to have looting and rioting, especially, my son lives in Oakland, so, Oakland's not really the best city or whatever, but you have the Bay Area. I mean, there's massive people there. Well, if they start rioting and looting and start, marching in the streets, I don't know if they can control, a few million people, or I think maybe 1 million people. I don't know what the population up there is, Sacramento, the Bay Area, Oakland, stuff like that. So there's no way they're going to do just half of California and the rest of the country is going to get off without being quarantined. And Chicago now with the self-quarantine, and the Jersey with the curfews, and New York City with the amount of infected rate going on right now. They have to quarantine us. They have to. And it's going to happen this weekend. So please just be ready. Obviously, I'm not a prophet. I'm not a psychic, but I really think that everything points to this weekend. So you can take it for what it's worth. It's just my prediction. Think about it. Where is everybody going to be this weekend? In their homes. I don't think they can let it go another week because they'd have to wait for the weekend. It's got to happen on a weekend. Got to happen on a weekend. So if they don't do it this weekend, they're going to have to wait the entire week, and then it's going to be the following weekend. And I also think that California was a test state. I think that they needed to see how people were going to initially react to a quarantine, and people just moved into their houses and just waited. So the government's probably like, oh, wow, that was easier than we thought. So I think, or else they would have did all of California, and that would have been just chaos. So let's do half of the state, and let's see where, because California obviously would be the easiest state to split in half, north and south. They've been wanting to split that state on the ballot now for like 10 or 12 years, trying to do Northern California and regular California. So they essentially kind of are split anyways, But the government figured, well, let's not do the southern half because obviously you got a lot of gangs there, LA, so on and so on and so on. So let's try the northern part, which you will use it as a test, like a lab rat. We'll see what these monkeys do when we put them in a cage, because we're all monkeys. Do this, monkey. Do this, monkey. Go ahead, monkey. You can go to work now, monkey. You can do this, monkey. You have rights, monkey. We can lock you up, monkey. Everything. We're just monkeys. So they take the monkeys and they put them in the cage, and the next thing you know, nothing happened. So they're saying to themselves, that was a lot easier than we thought. So I really, truly believe that California was the test state. And it's going to happen. Like I said, it's got to happen on a weekend when everybody's home and nobody's at work. It's going to happen this weekend. So you guys be safe. I hope this video was informational. Like I said, I'm not a prophet or anything. It's just a prediction. But I think it's an accurate prediction. If you guys found the video informative, please like and subscribe. I'll keep you guys updated. And you guys be safe. Ciao.